requirement. So throughout that, I work basically. That is my
Okay,
overall
got it.
responsibility.
Okay, okay. Let's have some questions. Uh,
Yeah.
so have you like implemented version control in DevOps?
Yes, I have.
How you implemented?
So mostly for the version control system, we are using the Git or we are rely on Git or GitLab.
Okay,
So that is the thing.
okay. And do you know the concept of microservice and their role in DevOps?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, for my previously we are running a monolithic application on the single.
Mm-hmm.
I can say in a single virtual machine, the entire application is installed and like in the same package, all the dependencies, all the OS, all the things of the application is installed on the same. From the from the application login page to the like like basically from the start to end, entire application is stored on a single package, because of which the package size is getting bigger, and there is no way to quickly upscale and downscale the resources according to that. So in the microservice concept, we have separated the microservices like into the containers. Each and every microservice can independently able to scale up by using the Docker containers, but is basically with the help of Docker containers. And this is the basically usage of the microservice based architecture. And yeah.
Okay. So you use Terraform.
Yes.
So what is the difference between Terraform and Cloud Formation?
So cloud for the Terraform, it can able to you can integrate like with the AWS Azure or the GCP. But the cloud formation it is only proprietary to the AWS only. So it will create resources on the AWS, remove resources on the AWS only. The like cloud formation supports add some advanced functionalities, such as it can check the drift protection, it can check the it can use the existing templates on the marketplace. So those kind of things you can done on the cloud formation. On the Terraform side, you need to write your own scripts, and you can easily run on any cloud platform by using taking the help of uh, the registry that are provided, Terraform registry, or even integrate the Terraform cloud as well
Okay.
to deploy resources onto AWS cloud or any cloud provider.
Okay. I hope you worked on CHD pipelines like you told.
Yeah,
So how you manage
I
pipeline
work
failure?
with the
Yeah.
yeah, good.
How you manage pipeline failure and retries?
So mostly in the start we have discarded mostly keeping two builds, and depending upon the error we try to debug the error. Suppose there are some integration errors, so SonarCube not able to invoke, or there's no there's no integration with the SonarCube to the Jenkins or Jenkins CI/CD server. So in that case, depending upon the error, I can able to figure out where is the actually problem, and through that I can able to resolve that issue. It could be a build issue. There is no dependency matching, or it could be a like uh, like um, I can say there is no integration of the third party resources. There could be a keep like it could not able to authenticate with any services, or it could be it couldn't able to build the image or push the image to the Docker hub, or there could be various kinds of error, out of memory errors sometimes. So there could be multiple errors, but depending upon the error that I have got, I can able to solve that.
Okay. Got it. So how you integrate Jenkins with GitHub for CI/CD?
So there are two ways. You can use the polling. You can pull the code from the SCM itself. Basically, you keep the Jenkins file into the GitHub repository in the source control version, and throughout that you can once someone throughout that you can do those things. But in the like in the I can say in the structured pipeline, I can say declarative pipeline, you need to write the git checkout stage. There could be multiple stages in the Jenkins pipeline, and inside the particular pipeline syntax, it is starting from the pipeline to curly braces agent any. And the first, which is the run, on the first run, we can provide the sh command to like clone the repository, or by using the syntax helper. Jenkins syntax helper, we can like copy or clone the code to the Jenkins workspace.
Okay, so you have used Git. Then how you manage Git merge error?
Uh, Scott, can you repeat, please?
There is a merging error is there in GitHub, like Git, right? Whenever you're try to merge.
Okay, merge error.
Yeah, yeah.
So, uh, no, actually, I haven't faced such issue. In that case, what can I do? What I can do? I can like pull the latest copy from the GitHub itself, and try to analyze it then in a uh, like merge conflict or those kind of things present on those files. So throughout that, I can able to push to the version control system. Otherwise, I can otherwise what can I do? I can able to like made a change to the file and try to push it again. So those things I can able to do, I guess.
Okay. So how you do handle scaling a CI/CD pipeline in a cloud environment like AWS to accommodate increasing the build and test demands?
So we can use a multiple nodes inside the Jenkins itself. For that, we can able to increase the like scale. Increase. We can basically scale the Jenkins server, and
Okay.
it will fire the jobs into the agent nodes.
Okay. Okay. So can you like define the like explain the concept of Docker Compose?
Sure. So, there is in the Docker Compose file. Basically, it is a YAML written file, and in that you have to mention whatever the like the file version and basic file metadata. After that, just which OS we are, which Docker file that we are using, what was the port to we need to expose, and what is outside the port, and those things are mentioned inside the Docker Compose file. And throughout that Docker Compose file, throughout the Docker Compose up, we can up -d. We can able to build that. We can able to, according to the YAML syntax itself, we can able to uh, build, or we can say deploy to the Docker. We can deploy those pods or containers to the Docker.
Okay. So you are aware of the Kubernetes, right?
Sorry, yeah,
You use Kubernetes, right?
yeah.
So how you to troubleshoot a pod in pending state?
So you can do kubectl logs and the pod name hyphen in the namespace.
Okay. Okay. So do you know what is ingress controller?
Yes, I know.
Can you tell me?
Sure. So basically, ingress control is used to route the traffic based upon several things, such as it could be a host-based routing, path-based routing, or like there are multiple ways of routing that we can do with the ingress resource itself. So throughout that, if we have multiple we can say services behind in the Kubernetes cluster, we couldn't like we couldn't create a multiple load balancer for each and every like microservices that we have. Suppose we have a payments application and we have cart application. So in that case, we need to expose two endpoints with the load balancer. It could be costly sometimes. So throughout the ingress controller, we can expose a single a single by using a single load balancer. We can route the traffic by using the several rules inside the ingress configuration, and throughout that we can expose a single load balancer, and it routes the traffic depending upon the request that we have set up.
Okay. So can you tell me like how load balancing is implemented in AWS?
Sure. So there are three types of load balancer in the AWS. First one is I can say application load balancer. Second one is a network load balancer, and third one is a classic one. Sorry, gateway load balancer, and fourth one is a classic one. So in the application load balancer, it is working on the like seventh layer of application layer of OSI model, and it could be it integrate with the like backend services such as it routes the traffic to the EC2 instance or the depending upon the depending upon the target group, it will send this distribute the load across those target nodes. So application load balancer does this for the network load balancer. It is a little same. So in the network load balancer, you can also integrate the several tools, such as you can integrate the cloud, integrate the like there is a- you can integrate the WAF, or you can integrate the network based tools, or I can say CloudFront in the you can integrate CloudFront in the network load balancer. The network load balancer, I guess, work on the uh, third layer of the net OSM model. It could be throughout that it will be I can say it will increase the number of throughputs. It can able to accommodate multiple for the high number of throughput. It can able to accommodate with that. And for third one is a gateway load balancer. So that will do the like it will connect to multiple resources, such as it could be used by VPC, or it could be to expose some applications. So those kind of the things it will do. I haven't used the gateway load balancer that much, so yeah.
Okay. So, so how you can achieve auto scaling in AWS?
Throughout the auto scaling groups,
Okay.
we need to set up the desired number state, or desired number of instance, or
Well, okay.
minimum number of instance, maximum number of instance.
Okay. What is the difference between EC2 instance and AWS Lambda?
So Lambda is meant for uh, to do automations in the inside the I can say uh, for the EC2, it is a virtual machine that is provided by the AWS. And for the you can it could, unless you stop the EC2 instance, it will continuously run. There is no I can say there is no limit to use the EC2 instance. But in the Lambda function, there is a certain there is a three of by default 3 or 4 seconds of a runtime that are provided in the Lambda function. So Lambda is meant for to run the code inside the Lambda function, and you can automate some resources for recently I've used. So for you can integrate multiple resources with the Lambda function by IAM permissions. You can give permissions to the EC2 environment, and you can run the several scripts to do I can say cost saving task, or those kind of optimization that you can do. So basically, from the one single Python script, you can scrape all those knowledge, and you can do actions on that. So basically, for through Lambda function, it can basically use for to automate multiple things, and it depending upon the I can say it could depending upon the yeah, basically it will do the automation part in the
Okay.
AWS.
How you handle Lambda function that times out?
Yeah, many times the because of which Lambda function has 3 seconds of runtime. You can increase. You can also increase that in the Lambda that function settings. So it is not recommended to go forward in go about 200 something seconds, because it Lambda function not meant to do that. But yeah, you can increase the time. Certain scripts require certain amount of time runtime to run and get the output. For that, you need to increase the time. Otherwise, you will get a timeout error.
Okay. So do you know that built-in error handling mechanism in AWS Lambda?
Uh, no, I don't know about that. It will guide about what on the which line it is on the which line there is a mistake, or what was the reason for to script to fail. There are, I guess, a basic debug we can do on the Lambda function itself inside a Lambda function, but I don't know the
Got
uh,
it. It's okay. It's okay.
in that much depth.
Yeah, yeah. So can you explain how CloudWatch works for monitoring and logging in AWS?
Sure.
Yeah.
So basically, on the like suppose we if you take a consideration to the EC2 instance. So on the EC2 instance, you need to install, I can say, a plugin for the CloudWatch to scrape the information from that EC2 instance, or those throughout those plugins, you can scrape the information from that EC2 instance, and it will like you leverage the CloudWatch to display all those metrics or like utilization and all those things. Mostly I have configured the EC2. I have configured my Prometheus and Grafana on the EC2 instance, and it will do the rest of the things, such as I have configured the node exporter to monitor the nodes inside the AWS or on the local premise as well. To Kubernetes cluster, it will monitor Kubernetes clusters continuously, as well as some internal websites that are configured to monitor. Some part of networking are continuously monitored on the Prometheus and Grafana. So mostly I have used those things. I have so inside the CloudWatch itself, you can set up a similar kind of a thing by using the like exporters, or it could be throughout the while we creating an EC2 instance or creating any resources, there is always section like many times there is section for to log in and create a rule for to monitor this particular service or all those things. So that is
Okay. Do you know what is alert fatigue?
no.
Okay. How do you aggregate log across multiple application and environment?
Sorry, I didn't get it.
How do you aggregate logs
Mm-hmm.
across multiple application and environment?
Mm-hmm. I know, no idea about that.
Okay, no worry. And could you please explain the multi-region deployment and their benefits in AWS?
Sure. So to scale to increase to scale basically to scale, I have deployed the resources into the multiple availability zones or multiple regions itself to like in the from the cloud formation from the uh, like Terraform itself. While you were writing a Terraform file, you can mention you can like use multiple regions to deploy the same amount of resources onto basically replicate the resources across multiple availability zones to accept the load and to lower the latency.
Okay, got it. So, what are the most cost-saving strategies when working with cloud services? Could you please describe?
Sure. So in the last month, I have created my I wrote my Python script to do like to check out is there any pending snapshot of the EC2 EBS volume, or there is a like unwanted EBS volume lying on the EC2 environment, or there is a unused EC2 instances where no one is logged into the EC2 instances from so many long time. So in that case, I've created a Python script, and that is run from the Lambda function periodically, and it will provide me a summarized report of this. So how many resources are left, and all those things are mentioned on that. So and throughout that, I can able to take the actions or delete the resources to save some cost on that. So that is the thing I have done.
Okay.